What's up, everybody? I'm DJ San, and with Operation Ember Rise right around the corner, I figured a lot of you are going to be solo queuing. So I thought I'd make a video with some solo queue tips for everybody to hopefully help them get better in the game and probably make them get a higher rank than they had last season. So I'm going to run through and play some clips, and hopefully this helps you get better. Game sense is crucial when you're playing Rainbow Six. So things like knowing the maps, knowing callouts, things like that, rotates, where to push, what to use, what operators to play. Map knowledge will probably be the highest thing here out of everything in your game sense. Map knowledge and callouts. Because let's say the team leaves a wall soft, maybe like a sight wall or like a wall where you can get an angle on a long hallway or something like that. Like let's say they leave something like that soft and you play Zofia, you can pop that open and actually hold like rotates. So if your game sense is high and your call outs are, you know what you're calling out, stuff like that, you'll have higher success. But in the lower ranks, it's kind of like I'm somebody that's solo queued from bronze to plat. In that tier, like game sense and stuff like that is not really all that common, I guess you could say, in like the bronze ranks or bronze and like low silver. But when you get to like gold and plat and like going up to diamond and stuff like that, like the call outs and the rotates and stuff like that, it starts to get real hard. So you have the people at that rank, they play smarter instead of just fragging out. It's more of a game sense, like playing chess thing when it gets to the higher rank than it is in bronze. So if you're somebody that's stuck in bronze, I'll probably get better at like calling out, of course, because you're gonna need that as you rank up. But I will get better at fragging out too. So if your aim is better than the other team, then 9 times out of 10 in bronze, you probably make it out relatively quickly, honestly, if I do say so myself. So another thing I want to touch on is rotating when the pushes are being held too hard or too much stuff is in your way. So what I mean by this is if you're pushing your area, let's say a Legion is holding it down real tight with Legion mines, or let's say you come across the Jaeger and Bank holding it down server. So if your teammates want to win as much as you do, then they'll listen to like stuff you want to say. Because sometimes you have to take over the IGL role for the team. Everybody on your team might not know what to do, whereas you know what to do. So I would try talking to them and seeing if they could coordinate a push. So let's say your Thermite sitting in Dirt Tunnel. There's this Jaeger there. Monty's banned. You can't do anything to get him out. He has ADSs and all that. So what you do is say, hey, I need somebody to push blue or something like that. If we get push this Jaeger out, we can pin this Jaeger down. Hopefully, if they listen to you, you have like a Zofia or Ash, something like that. Or maybe a Dokkaebi if you want to grab her, like you have his phone ringing so you know exactly where he is behind the server rack. So once somebody pushes blue and gets that Jaeger out, it becomes a lot easier for your team to blow the wall and get a plant down compared to if y'all were just running around the map aimlessly trying to get frags. Does that make any sense? I hope that makes sense. On defense, something I want to touch on is wasting as much time as you can, even after being droned out. You always want to hold an area. Even if you get droned, you don't want to just run away. You want to try to hold it like as tight as you can. Like if you getting pushed hard, like if let's say like 4 drones come at you, 3 drones come at you, then I think I will look into moving. But if you just see a drone and they're like, oh, they know I'm here. Okay, so they know you're there. But what are they going to do to get you out of that spot? Especially in solo queue, it takes a lot of coordination if you're holding a place where a team needs to push, like a heavy traffic area. If you're holding something like that, then they have no choice but to coordinate a push to get you out. So if roaming is something you want to get good at, that's something I would look into doing. Probably with like a Vigil or a Cav or just like Jaeger, stuff like that. Just people, maybe even a Doc in like 90 on Villa. Just holding stuff like that where people have to coordinate a push to get you out, especially if you have aim, could help you a lot in the long run. So when you get droned out, don't just run away and give people free reign on whatever area you're holding. Just hold it tight and probably get a free. If you can't get a pick, just waste as much time as you can. So if they pick you and they have like a minute left, they start to scramble. Cause then it becomes a mind game at that point. They're like, yo, what do we do? We don't know what to push. So if that happens, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna win the round. That one time where your team just breaks down, bro, it's gonna happen. It's siege, but we get over it. We keep it pushing. So that's something that you could look into. When you first load in, or when you go to your operator screen, when a round first starts or before the round starts, you want to prep for the sites the enemy team want to choose first. So if you want to play something like a breacher and go for hatches, you pick Habana. If Habana's banned, you have no choice but to play the thermite. But you have to pick what you're going to go for at that point. Are you going to go for a wall like on Clubhouse? Are you going to go for dirt tunnel and a hatch? Or are you going to get moto and kitchen hatch and just leave church wall? Because church wall is becoming a common push for people too. So it becomes, you got to know what you're doing when you prep for a site. So let's say a team wins downstairs, or let's say the team goes CC first on Clubhouse. You know almost at that point they're going to go downstairs or at gym. So either way, you're going to need a Thatcher and a Thermite, maybe a Maverick if Thatcher's banned, IQ to get the stuff from below if that's an option. So always prepping for stuff, even if you're solo queue. If you're a smart player, you should probably pick an operator that takes like the biggest task. Some of you may ask, when you take on the biggest task for yourself, what do you mean? Or the biggest responsibility for yourself, what do you mean? Or what happens when your teammates don't communicate? So the first clip I'm going to show y'all is I'm on Ash trying to frag out, and I actually asked my teammates to take the diffuser from me, but nobody ends up listening. So I'm going to show y'all what I did. Here's the clip, and I'll get into the other stuff after the clip's done playing. Somebody want to take this from me?
Scanning curve. Middle of OBJ by the boat. I'll tell you if he's still there. He's still there. Watch out for the rotation hole. Still there. Pushing you still. Still in that corner by the barrels. Holding barrel. Coming, pushing.
Where's the lab?
I can watch. That's. Oh, he's coming. Yeah, he was coming down the stairs. You flashed him. He's pushing. Pushing. Nice.
I mentioned playing the operators that you're good at, but you guys might not know how to actually check that out. So if you actually go on R6 tab, there is a section on the page where it actually shows you what your KD is, your hours played, and like your win rate on every operator that you've played since you started playing Siege. So if you look on that page, you can actually gauge the operators that you have the highest KD and the highest win rate on, and that's what you should play when you solo queue. So if you have the highest win rate on like a Jaeger and the highest KD on a Jaeger, then you actually know what to do when you're playing Jaeger. I wouldn't pick somebody that like has just the highest KD, because you want your win rate to be up there too. So you want to actually pick the operator that has the most even KD and win rate, so you'll be able to have the most success when you're solo queuing. So just a little tad bit for y'all that didn't know, you can actually check all that stuff on R6 stat. Communication is real big in this game, so you can't just expect yourself to be sitting on a team and you want to be like, yo, why did we not win that? Why did nobody go Thatcher? Why did nobody get an IQ? But nobody told them that you should pick those operators. You know, sometimes people forget, sometimes people AFK, sometimes people have brain farts. So you got to communicate to your team what it is that they want to play or what it is that they should be able to play best for the W. And in the band phase too, you want to communicate the best bands that you could do to get the biggest 3-0 lead going into like the defense round if you're attacking, or going into the attacking round when you start on defense first. So that probably was me rambling a little bit, but hopefully y'all understand what I'm trying to say. So we just talked about prepping for sites on the enemy team that they might go for, but what if you're on defense? So on defense side, the biggest thing you want to do on the defense side, especially if you're going if you're going somewhere like CC, or you're going to somewhere like they need like a main wall that they need to get, I would look into you bandit tricking, like some type of denial for the wall. Or if you don't want to play that and you're like the guy that doesn't like confrontation, you probably can play something like a Maestro or something like that. Or a plant denial, like, which is an Echo. If he's not banned, a Maestro could be that too. But something like that could be the key to success in my opinion, because the other team has solo play as well. So picking something like that on defense where they have to be coordinated on the attack to push you, and actually getting the wall where they win and stuff like that, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a W. So I will look into, like I said, if you're on defense playing like a bandit, play a mute, play a Maestro, play an Echo, those things for like denial, maybe Mozzie, because they don't want to drone out areas and lose their drone if they're spiders, you know what I'm saying? So things like that to slow the other team down, so where they have to coordinate, probably will get you the W most likely in solo queue. Now you actually don't need a whole team to clutch out a situation or actually pull out the round. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm gonna actually show y'all what I mean. So I was actually on Maestro. I wasn't on a crazy Roman character like Jaeger. I wasn't on any 3 speed, 2 speed, anything like that. I was holding the site with Maestro. The rest of my team died and I got in a 1v3 situation. So I'm gonna show y'all where y'all mentality, or where y'all's defense, or not defense, where your game sense and stuff like that can come into play. And they were giving call outs and stuff like that too, which actually helped me. So I'm going to show you guys this clip, and maybe you guys can incorporate like this style of gameplay in your solo queue experience, and this can help y'all get better as well. So
he's mavericking the hatch, Mozzie. Office. There's no need for that call out, man. What do you mean it was a good call out? It's not my fault. I can die and you have no skill. I can hear. On the main stairs.
Maverick's rotating around. Thermite pushed in. He's planning in. Sledge is the last one. Good shit, man.
That was a good play.
But the last important thing that I want to touch on is don't do anything that you're uncomfortable as playing. So if you're not comfortable with pushing the bottom as a buck or an IQ to get the stuff off the wall when Thatcher's banned, ask somebody else on your team if they're comfortable doing it. If they don't respond, then hey, gotta figure out a way around that before, it doesn't have to take just one round. If you lose one round, the game is over. No, your team can make adjustments, especially if somebody like start to talk. We all have those people that like they don't say anything the first 2 rounds, and then they cut their mic on the 3rd round when they finally like, oh, time to get serious. So but like I said, if you're a standoff player that likes as little conversation as possible, play sight and defense. And if you're on offense, drone or take it slow and try to aid the team the best you can. But if you're that person that's able to frag out, you got good aim, you just need call outs from your team, I would keep your fragging role, man. Play your Zafir, play your Ash, get as many picks as you can, and then when you die, it ain't over, man. Turn on them cams and give a call outs to your team. So maybe keep a drone in places like prepping for when you die or something like that. It could be possible. But when you go down, you got to be able to aid your team. That's a big thing too in Siege. When you go down, the game is not over. You got to get on cams and tell your teammates where they are. But I think all this stuff, I was like me rambling a little bit, but all this stuff cooped together in one person could possibly get you more W's in Siege. I know it's helped for me. I got my highest rank in Phantom Sight, so my highest rank is Plat 2. So yeah, I'm pretty sure if you take these things, which is going into the game, not thinking your teammates are booty, knowing what you're good at, knowing what you're not, being non-toxic, your game sense, knowing what type of, what to push, what to use, stuff like that, what ops to play, your call outs, rotating when pushes are being held too hard, what else? Prepping for enemy sites that they may go, playing a denier for a main wall on defense, or slowing it down on attack, playing breach, stuff like that. All this stuff could help you get W's, and I'm pretty sure you will be your highest rank, or you're higher than you were like in the last seasons, using all this stuff. I can go more in depth in another video with, like, if you actually want me to show you like stuff I've done in solo queue, or like make some clips play, I could do that more in another video than I've done here. But hopefully this stuff helps you out. Let me know what you guys think. Are these good tips to help somebody in solo queue? Or is there a lot of stuff that I didn't touch on? Maybe you guys know that I don't. Let me know in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Feeling fresh, summer recess. Got shorty wearing a cocktail dress. Yeah, she got style in excess. Ain't nobody match her, she the best. Call her homie, maybe two. I finna link up and gon' get a brew. Cause we ain't got school no more. We ain't got school no more.